Live from the National News Studio, Sri Lanka.
Bringing you the news from Sri Lanka and across the world. It's a national news broadcast on ChannelEye Rupavahini Corporation. I'm Siobhan Pereira.
A very good evening indeed. I'm Sharika Tahir. Let's take a look at the headlines.
The suspected fishing craft that was brought to Dipkovita contained ice and heroin narcotics valued at 5 billion rupees. 303 new appointments to the Ayurvedic Medical Service. The Indian National Security Advisor points out the main reason behind the recent changes of governments in South Asia. The Prime Minister says education reforms will be carried out only after clearly identifying problems in the field. The jeep that came to Sri Lanka after passing 16 countries. Tunnelway in Kurunegala built at a cost of 600 million rupees vested with the people. A blast in supermarket complex in Mexico kills 23 people. Finals of the World Cup Women's Cricket Tournament gets underway.
In your top story tonight, the fight against narcotics continues. Now, a cache of narcotics worth around 5 billion rupees were recovered from the vessel taken into naval custody in the Western Deep Sea on suspicion of transporting dangerous narcotics.
It included more than 335 kilos of ice narcotics and heroin. Sri Lanka Navy conducted this operation yesterday in the Western Sea area according to an information received from fishing vessel that a multi-day vessel was transporting narcotics. The Navy was able to take into its custody a multi-day fishing vessel along with 16 bags containing dangerous narcotics transporting in the sea area in a special search operation conducted with the help of a long-distance operation ship of the Navy along with 6 suspects. Accordingly, the concerned vessel was brought to the Dipkovita Fishery Harbour, Vattala, in the early morning today. According to specialized investigations conducted later by the Police Anti-Narcotics Bureau, stock of more than 85 kilos of heroin narcotic and more than 250 kilos of ice narcotic were recovered from the multi-day fishing vessel packed in bags. Deputy Minister Aruna Jayasekara along with Navy Commander Vice Admiral Kanchana Banagala visited this port in the morning today for an observation. Deputy Minister Aruna Jayasekara said that during the past there was an era of drugs, organised crimes, arms and human trafficking conducted with political patronage. Politics has been separated from them by now. Organised crimes coupled with narcotics has become a threat to national security and the safety of the people. No opportunity will be provided to smuggle narcotics into the island via sea or by air. Operation Nation United was initiated on the 3rd of October. The 3 armed forces, police and intelligence agencies are gathering information regarding persons transporting, distributing, aiding and abetting to dangerous narcotics in the guise of fisheries activities. Information provided by the general public is extremely important in this regard, he pointed out. The suspects along with the stock of narcotics taken into custody by Sri Lanka Navy have been handed over to the Police Anti-Narcotics Bureau for further investigations.
More local news. 1,314 suspects have been arrested by yesterday in raids conducted under the Nation United National Narcotics Eradication Operation. Special inspections are being carried out on the instructions of the IGP. The operation is being conducted since the 30th of this month, island-wide, targeting several major objectives, including destabilization of the narcotic supply chain, minimizing the demand for narcotics and rehabilitation of narcotics addicts. There had been up to 419 heroin, 480 ice narcotic and 311 cannabis and other narcotic raids until yesterday. Altogether, 1,311 narcotic raids had been conducted. Investigations have commenced on 4 suspects pertaining to illegal accumulation of assets. 31 suspects were reported to have received detention orders. The Police Media Division says 8 suspects have been directed for rehabilitation programs. Members of the Mohideen Juma Mosque in Katuwanwila, Valikanda and villagers were jointly engaged in a narcotic prevention operation. It has been pointed out that the villagers have taken the upper hand due to the failure of the police to take adequate measures against illegal liquor racketeering despite being constantly educating of the relevant authorities. 3 barrels of illicit liquor hidden in a refused disposal canalway were taken into police custody and handed over to the Valikanda police station.
A total of 303 graduates, including medical officers of health, will be appointed to the Sri Lanka Ayurvedic Medical Service tomorrow under the patronage of the Health and Media Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa at the Colombo District Secretariat Auditorium. The Health Ministry said this is the largest recruitment to the Ayurvedic sector since 2018, aimed at strengthening local Ayurvedic healthcare and improving patient services. The new recruits have received comprehensive training under senior Ayurvedic specialists and will be assigned to central government and provincial Ayurvedic hospitals across the country with qualitative health service by taking into consideration of the vacancies in the medical offices and the primary services.
Minister Dr. Nalinda Jayatissa has made a special request from physicians who had abandoned state service and migrated in the recent past due to numerous reasons to return to the motherland. The minister was addressing a meeting of doctors organised by the Sri Lanka High Commission's office in the United Kingdom. The minister also reported to have staged on this occasion that there is a shortage of consultant physicians in Sri Lanka and reiterated that Sri Lanka is in need of the services of specialist doctors produced by the country. He has also pledged to take all measures to provide all necessary facilities and to reinstate the physicians in their relevant grades if they return to Sri Lanka. Minister Professor Chandana Beratna says that new appointments in the government will only be given on the marks obtained during the competitive exams, interviews and merit. He made this observation to the media.
රාජ්‍ය සේවයේ පවතින පුරප්පාඩු පිරවීම සඳහා පසුගිය අයවැයෙන් අපි 30000ක් බඳවා ගැනීම සඳහා ප්‍රතිපාදන වෙන් කළා. මේ වන විට 60000.
Minister Professor Chandana Beratna said that grants were allocated from the last budget to recruit 3,000 persons in order to fill the vacancies in the government service. Necessary action is being taken to recruit more than 60,000 persons by now. As a first step, staff required for island-wide services is being conducted at present. The recruitment process for staff recruitments has started for essential services including Sri Lanka Administrative Service, Sri Lanka Engineering Service, Planning Service and Accountancy Services. It is expected to intensify development projects, avoiding obstacles created in government service activities through the recruitments of Engineering Service and other island-wide services. Steps will be taken to streamline services via appointments of this nature. Selections will be done only on the basis of the merits obtained in competitive examinations and interviews. No other personal factor will be taken into consideration. Only professionals with required qualifications will be recruited under this procedure. The government is taking steps to provide maximum service to the public through this process.
Indian National Security Advisor says that strong governance is crucial for nation building and national security, saying it helps a country meet the aspirations of its people. Speaking on the occasion of National Unity Day, Indian National Security Advisor Ajit Doval said one of the biggest challenges for governments today is to keep the common man satisfied as people have become more aware and demanding. He warned that weak governance can trigger regime change, pointing to examples in countries like Bangladesh, Sri Lanka and Nepal, where governments fell through non-institutional methods. The Indian National Security Advisor said the real strength of a nation lies in its institutions and in the people who build and maintain them. He also called for effective implementation of laws, women's empowerment, and the use of technology to ensure transparency, accountability, and public safety. He added that good governance requires clarity of vision and the ability to stand firm in times of challenge.
There are some commonalities.
The story of a jeep driven to Sri Lanka via 16 countries from Switzerland sounds incredible, but true. The information is from Galle regarding an extraordinary achievement by a Sri Lankan. Indika Sampath showed an inclination towards motorcars since his childhood. He started his career as a motor vehicle repair technician after finishing his school education. He is a permanent resident of Switzerland by now. He arrived at his old school Richmond College Galle in an entirely different manner after 40 years from Switzerland via 16 countries and a journey of 20,000 kilometers in his jeep. journey, his jeep has undergone technical glitches on several occasions in 3 countries. A skilled motor technician, Indika Sampath, reached India via Zurich to Germany, Austria, Slovakia, Croatia, Serbia, Bulgaria, Turkey, Georgia, Russia, Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, China and Nepal, and then transported his jeep in a container from Kolkata port and reached Gaul. A program organized in appreciation of his life story, Winning Challengers, was held at Richmond College in Gaul.
Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya says that the educational reforms will be implemented only after appropriately identifying the existing problems and finding solutions. The Prime Minister has expressed these remarks attending a program in the Ampara district today. Attention has been focused on this occasion on the problems relating to new educational reforms and practical problems being confronted by teachers and principals. A large number of teachers in the district has attended the event. Prime Minister Dr. Harini Amarasuriya said that it was due to the needs of the people that free education was established in the country and prevailing up to the present day. She added that free education system is being maintained amidst numerous challenges. The Prime Minister also said duty-bound teachers, principals and officials exist at present as well. They need to be appreciated. It is also important to elevate the present education system to a much better place. The Prime Minister has further stated that educational reforms will be brought via a dialogue to find the problems and provide solutions.
A ceremony to felicitate students who achieved outstanding results in the 2023-2024 GCE Advanced Level Examination under the President's Fund Program for honouring high achievers was held this morning at the Badula Library Auditorium with the patronage of Speaker Jagat Vikramaratne. At this event, 240 students from the Badul and Monragala districts who ranked between 1st and 10th place in 6 subject streams at the GCE Advanced Level Examinations of 2023 and 24 received certificates of appreciation and incentive awards of 100,000 rupees each. A total of 24 million rupees from the President's Fund had been allocated for this purpose. Addressing the gathering, Speaker Jagat Vikramaratne said that they want children to become educated and wise. If the student uses their education for the betterment of the country, they will repay the nourishment and care the parents provided to raise them into who they are today. Minister Samantha Vidyaratna said that the present government has taken measures to operate the President's Fund in a more structured and decentralized manner so that qualified beneficiaries at the regional level are now supported and receives benefits.
Vanasturakuma Joint Operation Unit to conserve the natural forest heritage will be established tomorrow at the Ministry of Environment. Action will be taken regarding losses to forest systems and the related environment by introducing an instance service operational 24 hours. A media briefing to raise awareness in this regard was also held today. Minister Dhammika Pattabandi said that the target is to increase the forest cover up to 30% by 2030. During this year alone, more than 125,000 acres have been declared as forest reserves. It is expected to build a unit necessary to provide information regarding forest crimes, to launch an operation to curb forest crimes and for the conservation of these forest reserves. Deputy Minister Anton Jayakody observed that the establishment of Vanasturakuma Joint Operation Unit will be held tomorrow. A hotline 1995 will be introduced for this purpose. Director General of Wildlife Conservation, Ranjan Marasinghe, pointed out that with the launch of this unit, forest crimes will be able to be managed with the assistance of the public, officials of the Wildlife Conservation Department and security agencies. Director General of Forest Conservation, S.C. Palamakumbara, said that an opportunity will be provided by this unit to stop forest crimes before it becomes too late.
And now for several development news items in brief. The tunnelway constructed near the Sir John Kothalavala College in Kurunegala was declared open recently. A sum of 650 million rupees was spent on the project. The new facility enables school children to safely walk across the location. The event was graced by Kurunegala District Parliamentarian Dharmapriya Disanayaka. A 1 kilometer distance of a rural road which was neglected for several years in Hinguraggoda Polonnaru and was reconstructed and vested with the people. Hinguraggoda Pradesh Sabha member Upul Sampath and a group have participated in this event. Repairing of a portion of the dilapidated roads were benefiting their residents in the villages of Kimbulavala, Paluwava, Indipitivava and Ulpatvava. Main road leading to the villages of Malik Tanna and Dulgolla in Valimada are being developed with concrete carpeting. The government has allocated a sum of 2 million rupees for the project. The elevated facilities will help many villages whose main livelihoods is vegetable and tea cultivation. Chairman of the Valimada Pradesh Sabha, Ajit Kumar Disanayaka, has inspected the ongoing construction. The issuing of water from Moragahakanda Reservoir for paddy cultivation in this Maha season traditionally commenced yesterday. Now, accordingly, cultivation activities of the Alahara farming project commenced from today. Around 7,500 hectares of Alahara farming project in Polonnaru will be cultivated during the next Maha season. The necessary irrigation facilities is being provided from Moragahakanda Reservoir. Resident manager of Moragahakanda Mahaweli zone, Sudasun Padmakumara, and officials along with a group of farmers representing 41 government farmer organizations were present on the occasion of releasing water. And that was a look at your news. For news on the other side, stay tuned.
என் அண்ணா தான் என்ன பள்ளிக்கூடத்துக்கு கூட்டிட்டு போனாரு. மழைக்கு கூட என்னோட அண்ணாவை நிறுத்த முடியல. ஏன் வெயிலால கூட அது சாத்தியமாகல.
Welcome back. We move on to news overseas now. A massive explosion at a supermarket in Mexico has left at least 23 people dead.
The blast took place yesterday, leaving 11 injured. The incident has taken place in the city of Hermosillo in the northwestern state of Sonora. Foreign media reports have indicated that the incident was not related to any attack or act of violence. An investigation is underway to determine the cause. Sonora authorities confirmed that some of the victims were children and 6 survivors are being treated in nearby hospitals. Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum offered her condolences to the families and said federal aid is being sent to support those affected. Foreign media reports have further indicated that the storefront has been charred and windows blown out. Expertise says that explosion has cast a shadow over Mexico's weekend festivities.
The Grand Egyptian Museum in Giza officially opened last evening with a dazzling light show that illuminated the night sky. The celebration marked a historic moment for Egypt, showcasing the nation's cultural pride and ancient heritage. Egypt inaugurated its long-delayed Grand Egyptian Museum yesterday, marking the completion of $1 billion project more than 2 decades in the making. Touted as the world's largest museum dedicated to an ancient civilization, the landmark complex near the Giza pyramids aims to boost the country's tourism industry and revitalize its economy. The museum houses over 50,000 artifacts, including the full collection of treasures from the tomb of King Tutankhamun, displayed together for the first time since their discovery in 1922. World leaders, including monarchs and heads of state, attended the opening ceremony.
إن الكون ميزان بكفتين ليل ونهار موت وحياة إيزيس وأوزوريس أجمل وأعظم قصة حب في الوجود. المصري القديم اكتشف ولاحظ نجوم أوريون رمز أوزوريس جنبها
ونحن نحتفل معا.
The Egyptian president described the opening ceremony as a new chapter in the ancient nation's history. Fireworks lit up the sky as drones formed spectacular pharaonic figures and ancient artifacts above the Grand Egyptian Museum. The museum will open to public on the 4th of November and is expected to attract around 5 million visitors annually, placing it among the world's most visited cultural institutions.
Incredible sight indeed. The 2025 Grand Day of the Dead Parade drew more than 1 million national and international tourists to the heart of Mexico City yesterday. The colorful celebration filled the streets with music, costumes and traditional displays honoring the departed. Around 50 troops paraded in the festival, marching from the Chapultepec to Mexico City's Zocalo. Participants included entire families and visitors who had traveled from Europe and Latin America. This year's parade, themed Roots That Unite Us, featured colorful floats honoring the deceased. The streets were decorated with Catrinas, marigolds and giant figures, creating a vibrant display of Mexican tradition. In total, the parade brought together 1.45 million people and involved more than 8,000 collaborators.
Moving on to sports news now. The Sri Lankan athletic team, which has won medals at the Asian Youth Sports Festival, returned to the island this morning.
The event was held in the Bahrain. The medal-winning team was welcomed upon arrival at the Katnak airport by a large gathering including the Minister of Sports, Sunil Kumar Gamage, Deputy Minister Sugat Tilakaratna, officials of the Ministry of Sports and Olympic Committee, teachers and parents. The Sri Lankan contingent has secured 7 medals, which included a gold medal, a silver medal and 5 bronze medals. 6 of the medals were won in athletic events. Lahiru Achinta won the gold medal in the 1,500 meter men's event by recording a timing of 3 minutes and 57.42 seconds. This was the first gold medal won by Sri Lanka in an Asian Youth Games. Sri Lanka's silver medal came from the mixed relay event. Bronze medals were recorded from women's triple jump, men's 400 meter, men's javelin throw and women's 1,500 meter events. Silver medalist Shanuka Costa said that their challengers were Chinese and Chinese Taipei teams. She also said that they were on the verge of winning a gold medal until the third lap. The athlete added that they won the silver medal in the final lap by posting a challenge to China.
gold medal එකේ final lap එකේ තමයි සුට්ටක් චයිනා එක්කෙනත් එක්ක ගොඩක් අභියෝගයක් දාලා තමයි අපි silver medal එක දිනාගත්තේ.
මේකේ තියෙන විශේෂත්වය තමයි අපි රටවල් 45ක් එක්ක.
Minister of Sports Sunil Kumar Gamage said that the speciality of this game was that it was a competition among 45 countries. Lahiru won the gold medal by beating players from most advanced countries in the Asian region, including Japan and China. The minister added that this achievement could be considered as a future progressive sign of the emerging Sri Lankan athletes.
The finals of the Women's World Cup one-day international cricket tournament between India and South Africa is now in progress in Mumbai. India batting first scored 298 runs for the loss of 7 wickets. The start of the finals was delayed due to rain and was started at 5 p.m. Sri Lanka time. South Africa women's team, winning the toss, invited India to bat first. The Indian innings was opened by Smith Mandana and Shefali Verma, who provided a successful start with a partnership of 104 runs for the opening wicket. Mandana was out for 45 runs. Michelle Pereira of Sri Lanka is the match referee, while Nimali Pereira is the 4th umpire in the finals.
And that was a look at your news here at Sri Lanka Rupavahini Corporation. I've been Siobhan Pereira today with Sharifa Tahir. Wish you a wonderful week ahead.
Have a pleasant night.